Physiology of ascites. When I learned about ascites, the obvious thing that was taught to me was oncotic pressure goes down. So the liver is responsible. So ascites often results in liver failure. So when the liver's failed, you can get this distension of the abdomen called ascites. And one of the key reasons is because the liver was making albumin, which was establishing a higher oncotic pressure in the blood. Without that albumin, it's easier for fluid to leak out from low pressure to higher oncotic pressure. That's what causes the swelling. There's a couple of other interesting things. Remember, the function of the liver, it detoxifies. There's also a lot of vasculature going through it, so clearing things like bacterial byproducts and various metabolites, all of that stuff is impaired. So one of the other things that happens in cirrhosis is you have a release of nitric oxide. And speculatively, this might be because of bacterial products such as endotoxin getting released, and otherwise the whole chemical maintenance system of the liver is no longer doing its job. A consequence of that, we might remember that nitric oxide is uh, it's a vasodilator. That is to say, it reduces splanchnic vascular resistance. It reduces all vascular resistance. Um, so that's one thing that you might see is that the vascular resistance is down. And because the vascular resistance is down, the effective arterial blood volume is also down because you have big floppy pipes. So the effective volume is down, even if you haven't lost any blood. Um, then beyond that, you can have retention of sodium and water. I'm just consulting my resources here. You can so okay, there you go. So we'll recall that in the kidney, you have this renin, angiotensin, aldosterone system, which is highly receptive to changes in blood pressure. So that effective vascular resistance, remember that might be read as low blood pressure from the kidney. So you can get activation of the renin, angiotensin, aldosterone system, leading to sodium retention and therefore water retention. And then you remember that water, because of the lower oncotic pressure is now leaking out, and that's making the edema worse, and it's sort of a vicious cycle there. So the reason I bring these particular consequences of liver failure up is because I encountered them today in the context of a USMLE practice question. I hadn't thought about that before, and teaching is one of the best ways to remember. So I hope that was helpful to someone. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any questions.